Well, hello everybody. Here we are on yet another Monday night. Lots of exciting things happening. And tonight we're going to give you a little bit of a look at this business from a slightly different angle. And it's just an effort to try and get everyone to understand that this is a complete economic system. So when we talk about an ecosystem with this business, we're talking about an economic system. So let's get right into it. Here we are, our recording's going, everybody's with us. Great to see you all here. We are into March. How interesting is that? And there's our Brains Trust, and one in the middle there with the slightly balding patch on the top of his head. Mr. Loveday is in hospital this evening getting ready for a grease nipple job on his hip. So pass on our best wishes, Jen. Now, sponsors tonight, Enzo's in Adelaide. If you are going to Adelaide, please make sure you stop in and say hello to Enzo and drink some of his fantastic wine and eat some of his very fantastic food. And Skippy Pest Control. Mr. Skippy runs around and squashes bugs with a very small hammer. That's why he's so good at it. He carries a really small hammer so he can get really good at it one at a time. Our usual statement, we are expressing our views. Some of the information we show you is direct from the company, but we choose to create our own materials as well. So let's just make sure that we all understand this is a Gold Rocks presentation. This is not a company presentation. So, who is Karatbars? Well, they were founded in 2011 and began as specialists in 24 karat gold in small quantities, small increments, small sizes, and they are currently the biggest supplier of that in the world as far as we know. They're in 146 countries now with nearly 900,000 affiliates. Here's our founder, Mr. Harold Seiss. He's the guy that came up with the idea of how to help us as human beings, as part of the global population, move into a debt-free system. So what we've got right now is, with our regular fiat currency, is a debt-based system. So what we have with Karatbars is a system that is not debt-based. They have a head office in Stuttgart in Germany, but they have lots of offices around the world. The nearest major big one to us would be Singapore, and they've got a couple of drawers over there full of gold bullion. These are some of the global partnerships. Camilla put this slide together a while ago, and I thought it was really, really important. When you look at that, FedEx is a delivery partner. They are linked into the database, so when I order something, it automatically gets shipped to the address that's in my Karatbars account. And when I order the gold, it turns up. And FedEx are very good at delivering those packages. LBMA, the London Bullion Market, they are the organisation that has the certification, and all of our gold is LBMA certified. There's some other partnerships about to be announced. They have a licensing program. You can see that's the Vatican that bought a truckload of those little 1 gram cards, and MasterCard is our payment partner. So we hope to hear more on that in the coming days as people get more familiar with what's going on with the bank, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. So what's our mission? Well, in reality, it's to bring pure gold to people, the population, us. Those of us that are standing around and actually trying to do something with our lives, planning out how we're going to do that. This is a process that can assist us majorly. So it's essentially to help millions of us find financial freedom, because we have the best of both worlds. We have gold and we have a whole lot of new technology in digital assets like a cryptocurrency, like technology devices, phones, laptops, all that sort of stuff. So, gold in human history has always been around. It's been a sign of power and wealth for a very, very long time. And if you look at the basis of currency and trade, it's nearly 3,000 years old. Now, it's been around longer than that. It's been used a lot longer than that. But as an actual basis of currency and trade, yeah, about 3,000 years. Years, in 1873, the USA established the gold standard. So it paired their fiat currency to gold. Now, that is critical because while ever the fiat currency is tied to gold, it is stable. But this was the next important thing that happened. In 1971, the USA temporarily suspended the gold standard. Now, temporarily is in red because it is still temporarily suspended. And as a result, the US dollar has lost buying power at an enormous rate, like the rest of the fiat currencies in the world. And that's very sad, but that's how it is. Without the gold being tied to the currency, it is in free fall. So let's talk about money. The greenback, dollars, all those sorts of things. We actually can't talk about greenbacks here in this country because our money is multicoloured. And some of them are old notes, but they are still currency, Australian currency. Now, fiat currency basically means that it's paper money issued by our government. That's all it is. It's a process where the country decides, okay, we're going to print some $10 notes. They design them, they print them, they issue them. It's a promissory note with a promise to pay something in the future. So if you take that $10 note in, you can exchange it for something. When the gold standard was in place, you could take your American dollars into a bank in America and they would give you gold at a fixed rate. That doesn't happen anymore. So the currency that the government prints loses money regularly. Now, pay attention to this bit because this is why the gold that we have access to is so important. There is nothing else like this in the world. Your fiat currency that you have in your pocket continuously loses value via inflation. Here's an example of it. You may not have any of them in your pocket. That's a $100 note, a recent one. And over the last 20 years, it has lost value at an alarming rate. Now, that's a pretty good schematic of what you could buy for $100 in 1999. And pretty good schematic of what you can buy for $100 in 2019. That's a 20-year period. That's what happens to your fiat currency. And if you want to know exactly what that rate is, it's 54.28%. Now, that's just with an average inflation rate of 2.2%. That's the government's target. But it's actually been more than that over the last 20 years. It's been nearly 3%. So if you have any doubt about those numbers, you can actually Google that. And that screenshot there is taken off a calculator on the internet from government figures. That's confronting. So we see it happening every year. It happens constantly. So would you like me to show you how to defeat, that's an interesting word, defeat inflation? Haven't even had any red wine yet. It's disturbing, isn't it? Well, if the answer is yes, pay attention to this next slide, because this is why we have a wonderful tool at our disposal. This is all about the Gold Standard Bank. Now that means that everything that this bank handles is built on and supported by gold. It is actually built on and supported by gold. To bring it into the 21st and 22nd century, we have our own blockchain token called KBC. Now that's going to power a lot of things, as you'll see on this slide. Not too long ago, I hated the mention of cryptocurrency because there was nothing behind the token. This token is in fact stable because it is linked directly and exchangeable for gold. That's why this token is so good. On the other side of the equation, we've got a K-Merchant program. This is the first merchant program that accepts cryptocurrency and gold. And the K-Merchants can send gold back into the system. They can accept the KBC. Now, if they're accepting KBC, they're going to be generating fees that will go back into the Gold Standard Bank we all make money out of. Great system. There's also a vault, coincidentally, called the Gold Standard Bank, so they've got a vault. And you can put gold in the vault. You can put cryptocurrency into the vault as bonus univals. And all of that creates income streams for people. Now, if you think about this, there's a whole lot of technology on that slide there. How are we going to do this in a way that is secure? So, our friends at Karatbars have come up with our own private phone system. Now, I can bank with this phone in complete security, knowing that my banking details are not going anywhere else. I can do transactions on that phone and nobody can steal the information. Here's the trick. I need to have KBC to drive the phone. And if I'm using KBC to pay for the phone, I'm generating fees which go back into the Gold Standard Bank, which we all make money from. How cool is that? And if I don't like using the phone, I want to use something with a bigger screen, we've now got our own encrypted laptop. To use the laptop, you need KBC. And if you're using KBC, you're creating cash flow and tokens and fees for the bank, which we all make money from. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a complete economic system standing on gold, and it's called Gold Standard Bank. And you can go to, on the internet today, gsb.gold and see the live website. The bank is not operational yet, but the website is up. We are expecting the announcement imminently. Any moment we will get told that it's coming on board. That slide there should excite you. We're not talking about someone buying a drink. We're not talking about someone that's buying a product and having to resell it over and over and over again. This is a complete economic cycle. It's gold. So let's have a look at reality. Let's look at what's going on in this. Gold has been valued and treasured for a millennia. We've already mentioned that. And it's the only constant medium of exchange and wealth preservation to be relied on universally. The only one. So why do you think people will give you a hard time when you talk about gold? I can't answer that question. I've always had this idea that I would hold some gold. I couldn't work out how to get into that market because a kilo of gold was expensive. But we can show people how to start with a gram of gold. Let's look at some numbers for the last 20 years. Gold has approximately increased its buying power 10% a year over the last 20 years. Gold in 2000 was about $450 an ounce, and today it's about $2,500. That's a tidy increase in value. Now, hang on a minute. I know some people will want to pull that apart and they will want to argue the point of whether it's 10% or 9.28 or 10.15. I don't care. Because in that same 20-year period, cash has lost 54.28% of its buying power. 54.28. Somewhere along the line, those numbers have to get your attention. It doesn't matter whether gold goes up at 5% a year, 10% a year, 6% a year. Cash is losing its buying power at 54.28% every 20 years. That's an ugly number. Do you want some proof of that? Have a look at that. In 1975, the average house in Sydney was worth $28,000. Today it's $850,194. Again, really ugly numbers. And this is happening right now. If you think you're immune from this, there's something wrong with your thinking. There's the graph of a 20-year price history in Australian dollars per ounce. That's pretty good. And in the 21st century, gold has increased in value over 500%. Has your income increased in value 500%? I don't know anyone like that. So if your income has not increased by 10% a year, you're going backwards. I don't even know any business owners whose income has increased by 10% a year. We're all going backwards while ever we stay in the fiat system. It's time to stand up and move into the gold-backed standard. Why would you continue to stay there knowing there's an alternative? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the point we need to get across to people. Why stay in the fiat system when you now know there's an alternative? And they don't have to sell stuff. They don't have to buy a garage full of stuff. It's a gold-backed system. Everything we do stands firmly on gold. Now, here's some wealth principles. Pay yourself first. Establish a residual income. Limit your tax exposure. And stay ahead of inflation. You do those things and you will build wealth. You're not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to be able to buy a $15 million home next week. But if you do those things, you will win. So here's a really simple contact line. I bank in gold. Do you? That kind of encapsulates it all, doesn't it? So what would you like to do next? This always appeals to me when you ask people about gold and they like the idea of gold. Well, what do you want to do next? There are 4 major benefits of a Karatbars account. And as Carolyn said in the chat box, Karatbars meets all of those criteria. 1, you can start saving in physical gold in small increments. Number 2, Karatbars International puts you in a position to build a business from wherever you are. Wherever you are. There are significant tax advantages to building a business like this. And gold is phenomenal insurance in unstable economic times. Now, you would have to be blind Freddy to not see the rhetoric that's coming out about what's going on in the economy. Here's some statements that I'll make. You can look them up on the internet. Hyundai has stopped manufacturing. Kia, one of the biggest retailers of vehicles in North America, has stopped manufacturing. They can't get components out of China. The coronavirus pandemic, they're now calling it, is going to disrupt everything on the planet. If you look in your Karatbars back office, you'll see that the phone and the laptops are out of stock. They don't know when they can get more of them because they cannot buy components. Componentry comes from China. China is shut down. We're starting to see cases crop up here in Australia now. You're going to start to see all sorts of businesses in a world of hurt because people will not be able to get out and do what they normally do. And as Brent said, everybody needs to get in the game and get some gold. So why would you buy one of our multi-packs? Well, for the buyer, multi-packs have e-points. They're exchangeable for gold or KBC, and they're also spendable immediately that you have enough for a product. They're the best value because of the e-points. You can buy a business pack. I wouldn't recommend it. A cardboard box. Get a multi-pack. The best value because of the e-points. You can also use them to buy other technology as well. For the seller, if you register someone who buys a pack, you pick up free gold, cash gold, when they buy a pack, and you get e-points. And they're earned down a set level of sponsorship. So it could be 1, 2, 5, or 7, depending on the pack. Multi-packs, in simple terms, add an additional 2 income streams for you. So that's the gold and the e-point. So if you plan to register anyone in the next 6 months, get a multi-pack. If you want to earn free gold when your team buys a pack, get a multi-pack. Really important. You can also spend the e-points on technology. There is a number of e-points for the K1 phone, for the laptop, for the CEM. You can exchange them for KBC, and you can exchange them for cash gold. Remember, some of those technology products will be out of stock for a while. I don't know when they'll be back. I don't know when Kia will be manufacturing cars again. I don't know when Hyundai will be manufacturing cars again. Which is an open-ended question that we don't have an answer for. But just make sure that you understand what is going on in the world when they say something is out of stock. So let's get started with a multi-pack. Okay, for 285 euros, you end up with 750 e-points. There's 3 units in that pack that goes into the dual team. The first pack you buy is valid for 6 months. first pack. When you come back in 6 months' time and buy another one with the cash gold that you've earned, it's valid for a different period of time. Each pack, the first 4, I think, are only valid for a month, and then they go up from there. So 575 is silver, gets you 1,650 E points. 3,050 E points in the 1950 Euro pack. 3,050 euros gets you 5,000 E points, and 4,500 pack gets you 7,400 E points. It's 100 units in the dual team, and it's valid for 12 months. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are a really good deal. You get if you're brand new, you get the dual team status. It gets you access to the system. It gets you units. It gets you all sorts of benefits in the overall package. So the 150 pack, you get 40 E points. 485 E points. When you have someone register below you with one of those, you pick up 40. And you can see that across the top there, if I register for a silver, I get 1,650 E points. When someone in my team buys a silver pack, I get another 120 E points, 0.2 grams of gold, and I'm qualified for the matching bonus at 5%. Now that goes down another level, depending on what pack you buy. You can see if I do a silver pack, it goes down 3 levels. Gold is 5, and the VIP packs are 7. So if you look at the 4,500 euro multi-pack, every time someone buys one of them, if you have a 4,500 euro pack, you pick up 900 E points and a gram of gold. That is a really good deal. I took quite some time to get my head around these packs, but now understanding the level of payment, I suppose, the level of compensation that we get from these packs, they're really, really a good deal. Now, one of the other things you might do is buy a silver pack and install the gold miner for 75 KBC per week. It's right at the moment for about $30, you can buy enough KBC to run that for a year. So that will also mine gold down 7 levels for you. So why are we talking about gold? Well, that's because the billionaires of the world today are buying physical gold, actual bullion. Now, if I was a billionaire, I'd be buying it in big lumps, but I'm not a billionaire. I'm buying it in small amounts through carat bars and getting paid in gold at the same time to do what I do. So what I'm excited about is those little bad boys. Physical cards with physical gold in them. And you can carry them, you can store them, you can add them up. They are physical gold. Yep, it is an amazing system, Brent. So what's next? You can register with a free account. There's no fees on it. It's that simple. And you just need to get started. It's completely free. Buy a multi-pack. It's not free. But if you're going to register in this business and get access to a gold-backed economy, you need to buy a multi-pack and just run with it. They are an amazing opportunity. Okay, let's look at these new incentives. This is amazing, the ability to get a free pack. If you register and get people to buy packs, you are part of this qualification. So up until the 31st of March, every time someone buys a multi-pack in your team, they will create incentive points. So when you have someone personally registered to you, buys a multi-pack, you collect the incentive point. For example, a number 2 multi-pack, €150, that's 50 incentive points. If you qualify with 50, you will get that multi-pack, 485 E-points and 2 profit cards. Not bad. You can exchange the E-points for gold, remember. So 100 points gets you 750 E-points. Still a bronze pack. 650, there's a VIP pack, 5,000 E-points. Now remember, these E-points are exchangeable for gold or KBC. Why wouldn't you want as many of these as you can possibly get? At 1350, they throw in a free phone. The last time they did an incentive like that, there's a number of people that are on this call that won a phone. Now, Jen's not with us tonight. She ended up being the number 7 person in the last incentive program that they ran. She got a phone and a laptop. 1650 gets you travel allowance, €500 of travel allowance. Throw that towards a ticket to Vegas and you pick up a phone as well. €1,000. When you're over 2,150 incentive points, €1,000 of travel allowance. Now here's how you read page 22. When you have someone buy a multi-pack 3, it costs them €285 and you collect 25 incentive points. So it's quite a simple way to add up what you get, and you can see the report on the front page of the White website, Karatbar's website. There's a PDF download there that's live. You can see who's won what if you know what their username is. So that's all well and good. That's the simplicity of it. Believe me, if you've started with not much money, you can get to VIP on this incentive program. I'm saying that with all sincerity, knowing that you can because I did it. That's how I got to VIP. I did not buy a VIP pack. There are lots of people on this call who got upgraded. And as Brent said, save in gold, get paid to help others. Simple as that. I'm going to touch on the conference again that's coming up. You will learn a bunch. If you want to know how to make a whole truckload of money with this business, get to this conference. If you book before the 12th of March, you go in the draw to win 40,000 KBC. They will be giving away gold at this conference. And rumour has it, there's a whole lot of technology products being given away there as well. So you will not want to miss this event. Purchase tickets, goldrocks.me/conference. Click on the button and away you go. If you buy one of these tickets, there's 10 days left, enter into the 40,000 KBC giveaway. So if you have an issue with coming up with the money all at once, send us an email. Send me an email to derek@goldrocks.me and we'll work out a payment plan for you. So just make sure that you take some action and get yourself registered on that ticket plan, because 40,000 KBC are going to be worth a whole lot in a year or two. Amy Morrison will be here. He's going to be speaking, and I can tell you that she is one of the most successful people in this business in the world. You don't want to miss her. Rico's coming to talk to us about the blockchain and everything that's going on there. We won't play the little video. It's interesting to hear him very calmly pull apart things and explain how it all works. Now, here's the thing you need to understand about this event. Some of these segments are completely optional, like the lunch on the Friday. The Friday night is your choice. You can come and go or not to the Friday events. There are only 35 spots left for the lunch at this event. You will be bussed up, so you don't have to drive yourself up there, have 47 beers and then drive back again. We have arranged a private bus to pick us up, take us up and bring us back. Pelican Waters Tavern, that's where the Friday night will be. That's optional. You can come along and have a glass of water if you like. We'll have great international speakers, so the training will be Saturday and Sunday. Now, the cost of that event, Saturday and Sunday, it's $150 a day, and $70 of that is food. So you will get morning tea, afternoon tea, and lunch, all provided. So we have to do that up there because there's nowhere that can handle a few hundred people walking in and saying, I want lunch. So we've got to have all of that built in. Now, when we compared out the price of our tickets to what they're paying in America for their Let's Go weekend, our seats are actually cheaper because they don't get food, they don't get drinks, and to hell with the diet. Yes, Harry. Come along and eat yourself silly. Tea, coffee, drinks, all that sort of stuff will be there for the lunches. Dinner on Saturday night will be a lot of fun if you can come along to that. Again, I think there's that's the total cost of that is just in the food and the venue. So the event is at the Event Centre Caloundra. Make sure you get some accommodation because there's another event coming up there on that weekend. It's on the Friday and Saturday, not the Saturday and Sunday. And if you get one of these messages, this is a real message. Now, we thought they were a scam when they first started coming out because Federal Express is our carrier of choice, but FedEx contracts DHL to deliver the phones. Now, you'll see that the amount there is $320.72, and that is effectively GST and government charges. Now, if you're a business owner, if you have an ABN, you can claim back GST and claim the phone cost as a tax deductible expense. So make sure that you look at every angle, get some advice on how to do that. Please ensure that you meet all the legal requirements. Now that's it from me tonight. I'm glad that so many of us got together tonight. Is there any other questions? Can I answer any questions? Anybody got a question? Anything about the packs? Don't see any questions. Any news on the exchange of 75 KBC for gold? No, Francois, not yet. That's one of the things we believe is imminent. Thanks, Wal. We like the way this presentation is coming together as well. We will have this up on the recording tonight, and we are preparing a little scribe video of that slide that I presented and talked to, so that you can show it to people about this is what this business is. Malcolm Langford saying Binance for purchasing Bitcoin. Yes, Binance, one of the trading platforms, has just released a program where you can link it to your bank account for buying Bitcoin, and there's no fees, unlike the way most of us have been doing it, where there's about a 20% fee. So Binance.com, I think it is. Is that right, Malcolm? Is it Binance.com? Yes, good. Okay, so if you all Google that or just type in Binance.com, you can set up an account to buy Bitcoin, and you can then swap your Bitcoin into KBC. So it's relatively easy to do once you've done it once, but get someone to help you the first time so you don't lose a bunch of Bitcoin. And yes, Malcolm, you transfer the Bitcoin from Binance into Carrotbit, and then you buy KBC in Carrotbit using Bitcoin as the payment method. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Good job, Linda. Very good. Everything shown tonight, I will be representing here in Adelaide on Wednesday and again next week. Great work, Roger. Whereabouts is the event? Can you type that in the little message window there, and we will promote it for you. If you email us up the information, Rog, we will send out an email to everybody on the list. Webinar this week and next week at 207 East Terrace, Adelaide. Okay? Great work. We will get that out to everybody, Roger. So if you've got somebody in Adelaide that you want to get along to meet somebody, have a cup of coffee, be there. Harry, the next Gold Coast Sunday function, I believe, is the 4th Sunday of the month. So that would be about the 22nd of this month.
Hey, Derek.
Yes.
Can I mention something about our wonderful goldrocks.me website? So this week I'm going to do personally a couple of K-merchant testimonies. And I know you're looking for people to do that. So I've got a couple of merchants that have been with us for a while. I'm going to put them up in the testimonies in the back office. And also Greg Wilson and I are going to put together something tomorrow night on getting started from scratch. So basically what referral link to send right through to which multi-packs people are purchasing with Cash Gold, just step by step, you know, doing your KYCs and everything. So just for everyone listening, if there's anyone that's got some testimonies or would like one done, to either talk to you or myself, or you know, and we will we'll get them videoed and cropped and put on the back office, because I think once the Gold Standard Bank arrives, we're going to get our K-merchants program into full swing, and then if we have that lovely one-stop shop as we do with goldrocks.me, that's going to help so many people.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the Gold Rocks website is coming along. We have activated the affiliate program in that. And the affiliate program in Gold Rocks is not a money-making venture or a cost venture. It's aimed at the only way we could actually build the website where we could automatically make sure someone, when they clicked on the I want to join button, that they joined with you, the person who referred them. We had to set up an affiliate program to do that. So there's no costs involved in it. We just made the plugin live 2 days ago, and we've been playing with it. I know Brad made a few fine-tune things last night. So we'll get that changed up bit by bit, but it's working.
Maybe we can do a live presentation in the next Sunday live meeting. Go through that, because that's really cool what you've done there with the affiliates, and I don't think everyone completely understands that just yet.
Yeah, it will get better and easier and clearer as we go along.
Absolutely, mate. Yes.
Okay, any other questions? If you have anything you need help with, please get in touch with your recommender or your active building upline and just keep asking questions until you get them answered. I pestered the daylights out of Brent when I first joined, and we collectively built a massive business. So get your questions answered. Get yourself satisfied. Just make sure that you get things done and understand them, and you'll be able to achieve a lot more than you think you can. This is an amazing business, and it's an amazing opportunity. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. I look forward to seeing you all on the golden beaches of the world. Have a great night.